The talking points memo this evening is about CNN. When I was a journalist at ABC and CBS, a correspondent, national correspondent, we followed CNN very closely. It was not ideological back then, always tilted a little left, particularly its international broadcasts, but it wasn't a bunch of bomb throwers and Bernard Shaw, people like that, a lot of Washington people. But we watched them, their information flow was pretty solid, okay? That all changed, everybody knows. It went to a far left presentation after Donald Trump got into politics. Now, in the 1960s, there was a song, "Where Have All the Flowers Gone?" The Kingston Trio. Some of you of a certain age might remember that song. The refrain was, "When will they ever learn?" Well, the answer for CNN is never, I guess, because that network is in desperate trouble. It announced massive layoffs this week. Chris Wallace, the first to go. He reported on that yesterday. A lot of other talents going. They're not going to pay their talent much anymore because their ratings are down in prime time, and that's the money maker. 41% over the last 5 years. 41%. With Biden in office. And it's because the traditional CNN news viewer was there for information, and now they're getting a bunch of left-wing garbage every day, on and on. Every one of their hosts, anchors are left, every one of them. And you can't survive by alienating half the country, more than half, if you believe the election that happened last week. So anyway, let me give an example of this. Last night, Wolf Blitzer, I think he's been at CNN since the War of 1812, Mr. Blitzer. He's talking about how he doesn't like the fact that Donald Trump is setting up a organization or a group, that's a better word, a group, to oversee the Pentagon. So Wolf doesn't like that Trump is going to try to hold the generals accountable for what they do. Roll the tape.
The Atlantic magazine, Mr. Secretary, published an article last month that included Trump's complaints about America's senior military leaders and reports he said he said this during his first stint in the White House, that I'm quoting now, "I need the kind of generals that Hitler had," close quote. He said that in a private conversation in the White House, according to two people who heard him say this. People who were totally loyal to him. That follows orders.
Yeah, who are those people, Wolf? Give me the names. You can't, because it's an anonymous report from a Hate Trump magazine, which had slimed and smeared Trump many times in the past. You're quoting unverified sources. You, Wolf Blitzer, don't know who they are. And yet you're running with it as fact. We never use anonymous sources here. We verify everything we tell you. CNN used to do that, but no longer does. It allows people like Wolf Blitzer to smear Donald Trump using an anonymous source from a Hate Trump magazine. How corrupt is that? And then they bring on Leon Panetta, former Secretary of Defense under Barack Obama, who hates Trump, to comment. Roll it.
If he understands that, he understands what the military role is all about, then he would not appoint this kind of committee. He would not try to talk about making generals loyal to him in the same way Hitler's generals were loyal to Hitler.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Panetta? You know the context of that conversation because it wasn't reported in the Atlantic magazine. We don't know the context of that. I wrote a book called Killing Patton. In that book, our research showed that one of Hitler's generals, Field Marshal Rommel, was very effective. And we wrote that. Does that mean I like Hitler's generals? What was the context of the Hitler's general remark, Secretary Panetta? You don't know. You don't even know what happened. Yet you're using it as a cudgel to hurt Donald Trump. And this is the same Panetta who signed that petition saying that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation. Same man with no credibility at all when it comes to Donald Trump, none. Yet Wolf Blitzer brings him in to spread the smear. And that's why CNN has no viewers, lowest ratings, I think, in its history. That's why. Even Kamala Harris supporters know that's absurd. What are you doing? When are you ever going to learn? What do you need to see? Your numbers are down 45%. It's just unbelievable. And it's frustrating for me because I know CNN could be good again. So make America great again, make CNN good. I could do it in a month. 1 month, I could turn that thing around as a legitimate news service, which we need in the United States. It's not hard to do. I know so many people in the media that I could hire to do honest reporting and analysis. A month, give me, and I can turn that thing around. And then you see the numbers go, whoa, up. So anyway, it's just a shame. The whole thing is a shame. And I don't know why this is even allowed by the parent company. A guy named David Zaslav, I believe, runs that. Why are you allowing this?